Hello YouTube, again, welcome to Team Dragon Lords. This deck profile I'm going to be using is my Dragon Empire Dragonic Overlord the End deck. For starters, I'm going to start off with the Ride deck. First one is Lizard Runner Undu. Now, people have been saying the card's name wrong. It's pronounced Undu because the X is silent. Everyone's been saying Undux. No, it's not that. It's Lizard Runner Undu. Next, for the Ride deck, I'm running the Embodiment of Armor Bar. When this unit is rode upon by Dragonic Nahalem, counterblast 1, search your deck up to one grade 1 card, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. The other effect is, when it's in the rear guard circle, when your opponent's Vanguard attacks hit, this unit gets 5,000 power till the end of this turn. Next up is Dragon Knight Nahalem. When this card is rode upon by a unit with Overlord in its card name, call this card to the rear guard. If you have a Vanguard with Overlord in its card name, Soul Blast 1, and this unit and all of your Vanguard gets 5,000 power until the end of this turn. And then my favorite ace is Dragonic Overlord. During the battle this unit attacks a rear guard, your opponent cannot call cards from their hand to the guard. Then one turn, when this unit's card attacks hits, counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, stand this unit, and it gets a -1 drive until the end of this turn. And that's it for the Ride deck. Now I'm going to get into the main deck. Alright, so here's the main deck. I am running 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord, The End. During your turn, if your soul has Dragonic Overlord, this unit's drive cannot decrease from card effects, and it gets 5,000 power. At the end of that battle that this unit attacked, counterblast 1 and discard 2 cards from your hand. Stand this unit, and it gets -1 drive until the end of this turn. But if you have Dragonic Overlord in the soul, the drive cannot decrease.
Oh my gosh, we got card fight Vanguard going on. Ow. Ow.
Next up for the main 3 of the grade 3s is Dragonic Overlords.
Dragonic Overlord. Hatsu.
Now, I plan on running 4 of these cards, but sadly I only have 2, is the Burning Horn Dragon. When this unit is placed on the rear guard circle, counterblast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with Overlord in its card name, and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. If you did not reveal a card, you countercharge. The other effect, when your Vanguard with Overlord is in the card name attacks, this unit gets 5,000 power till the end of turn.
Now, I can remember when I first began playing. I can remember when I first started watching Card Fight Vanguard on YouTube. I'm thinking, okay, this might be an interesting anime for me to watch.
I got him into it,
Well, he got me into playing the game anyway.
and I don't regret that.
No, he does not. But I will have to say that the anime, quite awesome. I watched every single episode of the original, and of course of G. Good anime. Very, very good.
My next grade 2 is Dragonic Nahalem.
Oh yeah, no. So much fun.
And now I'm also running 3 of this card, Berserk Dragon. When this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Overlord in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of that battle. Then, Counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards and retire it. Yes. The pink sleeves from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm using because Target had none other.
I'm sorry, that's really funny.
My next grade 2s is Perforate Burner Dragon. When this card is discarded from your hand during your battle phase, you put this card into your soul and then choose one of your units, and it gets 5,000 power till the end of that turn. So if I have these 2 in my hand, they basically just go in the soul. Any unit I choose gets 5,000 power, including the Vanguard.
Instantaneous power up.
Yep. Next up, I am running 4 copies of the Perfect Guard, Twin Buckler Dragon. Continuous effect, you may only have up to 4 cards with Sentinel in a deck, which that's what this is. Other effect, when this unit is put on the guard circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of that battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. But also, if this is the only card in your hand, for example, and you can't discard it, you can still play it and still guard, and that attack won't go through.
Bada bing, bada boom. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Next, I'm running 3 copies for the main deck is Embodiment of Armor Bar, since I have one for the ride deck. But I'm thinking of taking them out, getting a different type of grade 1 for the Overlord. Next up, I'm running 4 copies of Dragon Monk Gojo. I almost said Goku.
Glad you stopped yourself.
When the Vanguard attacks, this unit boosted hits, you retire this unit and then just basically countercharge. And then last of the grade 1s I am running Stealth Dragon, Togachi Rashi. I almost fucked that up too. When this card is discarded from the hand during your turn, you may put this card into your soul. So basically, you have this, you can just basically ride from the deck by just discarding this from your hand, which is a great way.
Talk about mean.
Oh yeah. Next up is the trigger lineups.
Oh god.
I'm running 4 copies of Burning Flail Dragon. Burning Flail Dragon. At the end of this battle, this unit boosted. You can also put this unit into your soul and choose your unit, and it gets an additional 2,000 power till the end of turn. Yeah, so the power is 10,000, obviously. Next is 3 copies of Conduct Spark Dragon. No effects.
Sad.
But it still has a 10,000 power. I'm running 4 copies of Flare Veiled Dragon. And if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, this unit's shield gets an additional 5,000, so it becomes a 10,000 defense buffer.
Talk about a not so fun time for all your defensive creatures.
Right?
Right then and there.
And lastly, for this type of trigger lineup is the 4 heal triggers of White Light Dragon Parasolus. I mean, come on, that thing is adorable as heck. Don't you agree?
Definitely agreed. It's like literally the most harmless of all the dragons that are in there.
Now, my favorite over trigger is none other than this.
Oh god, the over trigger.
Dragon Deity King of Resurgence, Dragveda. Yeah, this card, not cheap.
No.
You may only have 1 over trigger in a deck. When revealed as a trigger, remove that card and then draw a card from the deck and then choose one of your units, and it gets 100 million power until the end of that turn. Yeah. If revealed during the drive check, activates its additional effect. Additional effect is choose one of your vanguards and stand it. So basically you have the end on the second attack. You just basically stand it up with 100 million power. And you can just go in for the kill. Yeah, that is my Dragonic Overlord the End deck profile. I do plan on updating it soon. I just don't know when.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, when I first see this deck, I'm thinking, yikes. I mean, Toshiki Kai had to be one of the most... Whew, he was ruthless. I mean, like, no matter what version of Dragonic Overlord he went with, he would just crush ya. Even when he didn't even need it, he could still crush you.
Yep.
Yikes.
And this is my deck box by Game Genetic.
Such a beautiful deck box. Well made.
Oh yeah, and you can see the dragon empire symbol.
Right on it.
Yes, and it is bulky, magnetized. And it also has additional 2 sleeves to put your favorite cards in. And the tray.
And even an extra space.
Money's worth it. And that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
It literally looks like the deck has its own throne.